but whether the court decides we're guilty or not is something that we'll know soon enough. Whether the court decides if we are guilty that all executive members should be punished is another issue that the court would decide. And you should bear in mind that both cases are different in terms of the charge and therefore the law involved as compared with the Thai Rak Thai or the Palang Prachachon cases. Theirs was a case leveled against them with relevance to election law, which is the most strict in terms of how executive members of the party should be punished. The cases being leveled against the Democrat Party is another law regarding political party law, and more leeway is given to the Constitutional Court as to what the punishment should be if the party was to be considered guilty. So wait and see. The first case we should hear the result of by October, so that's not too far from now. And if the first case was to prove positive in result from our perspective, that may or may not have a relevance to the second case. I'm not so sure. So I don't know that much about it. Is all I'm telling you. And none of us actually are sitting around thinking too much about it either. I can honestly tell you that the Prime Minister doesn't appear to spend much time worrying about this. There is a legal team led by ex-Prime Minister Chuen Lik Pai, who's been tasked to work on this issue. We trust that they're the best at it. If we're guilty, well, there's nothing we can do about it anyway. So in the meantime, we've got a job to do, and we just want to get on with it.
So theoretically, if all the worst case scenario, the executives are banned, you'll be in a position to still run and possibly lead a new party. Is that correct?
Actually, it depends. If they really mean, they could extend it to the executive committee that came into place in the year 2005, and okay. I was a member of that. Okay. So everything's up in the air.
Very good. Yes, sir.
Okay. Oh, ThaiCom. Sorry. Quickly on that one. Simple issue, really. There are some outstanding legal issues related to the concession agreement and potential breach of that concession agreement. And we need clarity on these. First of all, whether there has actually been a breach, and secondly, what that implies, and what necessary remedial process is to correct the breach. And until we have clarity on that, it's impossible for us to discuss potential purchase or sale of the ThaiCom stake. Temasek understands that. The issue is with the Ministry of ICT. Once clarity is provided, the two sides can sit down and talk about what we might want to do or not with ThaiCom.
Yeah, please.
สวัสดีครับคุณกรณ์ครับ I only came up on stage because there's no Thai representation at all, so I guess I needed to come up. And
can you state your name and affiliation?
Paradon Sirakowit. Yep. Honestly, I could say that I am one of very few Thai people who was fortunate and privileged enough to study abroad. And we know that the educational system abroad, whether it's in Australia, the UK, or the States, it's much more advanced in here. And they have a good balance between education and extracurricular activities. When can you see Thailand having this restructuring of the educational system so kids don't actually have to study full time, and once they leave school and go into tutoring school again. So because I think what is happening in this country at the moment is that we don't have a national icon. We don't have any sporting heroes. We don't have anyone we can look up to. If we encourage them to step back a bit and do things aside from education, like encourage like weekend activities, sports, make them play, you know, they might have a broader sense of perspective apart just from rote learning. So they can develop their character and their skills to be more mature to face the world.
Yeah, actually, the government is in full agreement with you. We initiate the education reform about 3 months ago, which is a 10-year plan. And in fact, one of the very first things that Prime Minister Abhisit did was to do exactly what you were suggesting. It was to carve out a specified period. I don't recall how much in a normal week, whereby students would be engaged in out of classroom activities and educational trips. The Prime Minister also ensured that teachers were basically allowed to teach, so that we provided extra funding for administrative assistants to be attached to all schools, so as to be able to remove the need for teachers to be involved in the administrative task of running the school and allow them to spend more time with their students in class. The issue of the need for out-of-class tutorials is related to all kinds of issues, one of which is relevant to what I do at the Ministry of Finance. And as you may know, the issue of debt is biggest and deepest amongst teachers, simply because within the Thai community, teachers are one of the most respected members of any local community, and that implies that they have the best credit as well. And so they end up, no, seriously, so they end up with the largest volume of debt in value terms relative to their income, and it is a genuine issue. What it means is that many indebted teachers